I'm waiting for Tazzy to lose that microphone and just see it go flying up in the air. I'm just waiting to see. I saw him doing that. I'm like, could you just see the microphone go and just flies off into the air? Goodbye. Oh gosh, yes. Well, welcome. We are back. We weren't gone that long, I hope. But yeah, thank you for coming, guys, to After the Impact, where we will talk all about the show that we just watched, including give us scores. So why don't we start there? You guys can do that. Give us your scores for the show tonight. Hope you enjoyed it. I thought it was a pretty good show. Had a lot of fun. We got some surprises in it as well. So good stuff. We have the Kevin Davis pop in and pop out, just like Kramer on Seinfeld. Boop. How are you doing? How was your day today? Are you still safe from coronavirus? You were doing a great job. You are so great. Bye. Gone. Bye. Peace out. Yes. James Chadwick is here. We have Butterspark is here watching Impact in 60 on Killer Cross. This is how Cross should really be portrayed on the main roster in WWE, not some Shu Khan, Shredder, or Demolition reject. That's it. Butterspark is here. Butterspark says 7.5 out of 10. Graham, hello, Joe, Jeff Tazzy, Conrad. Another solid episode of Impact Wrestling. Thoroughly enjoyed it. James says 8.75. Derek Fleming says 7.5. Yeah, those of you who are in the chat or out there, get your scores in. Let us know what you thought of tonight's Impact. And while you do, we will be doing the same. So let's start first with, I don't know. Who am I going to call out? Let's start first with Tazzy because he's not paying attention. Tazzy, you're first.
I'll pay attention. You can't help it when you got three screens. Well, you guys ready? As I spill my water. The psychology in the ring was awesome. No, seriously though. This is why I miss watching the show just in general live, because when you don't watch it live, you can tend to fast forward some stuff and you don't appreciate it. When you watch it live, it's like you appreciate it. You see like the full match and everything. If that makes sense. It's like I can't remember the last time I see the bad Impact show. I'm down there teasing it. I'm like, the last Impact show I seen, it has to be when I first start back watching it when it was on Access TV, which was a long time ago. So, dude, oh my God. The mixed tag team matches. See, this is one thing I like about Impact. They don't care if you're a man or woman. You're going to be in the ring no matter what your gender is or whatever. I love that. Equality for everybody. Let's put it like that. The main event. The main event was my favorite. The whole Austin match with Tommy Dreamer. That move that he ended the match with, that's amazing. I love it. I can't wait. This show is going to get a straight 9 from me, and I keep going. Impact, do what you do, because I think in the next month you're going to have some more star power coming in.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Tazzy, we're going to get you a t-shirt that says Psychology of the Ring. That's going to be Tazzy's shirt. Yes. My favorite part of the show tonight was Josh's win, and the other was Tazzy's wife, Tasha, attacking Crazy Steve. Yeah, both cool moments. James says 8.75. Derek says 7.5. I'm back and ready for ATI, says Mark. Welcome back. Graham says 8 out of 10. J-Hub says 8 out of 10. Impact barely puts on a bad show. Yeah, I mean, they'll come up with sometime. I mean, I don't think we've gone lower than maybe a 7-something for an Impact show. Right. And even then, you always find something on those shows that may have not been, they're those filler shows. And look, everybody's going to have them. You're not always going to have stellar shows. It just doesn't happen. But even during those, you find something that you could like. So Gust is back. All right, let me go to Conrad. Conrad, what'd you think of tonight's show?
Another solid effort on Impact as usual. They did a great job of preparing their future. Lots of setup things, like I said, small little things. Pay attention to the opening video packages. Mm-hmm. I thought they even placed some good stuff on the women's tag division. I see some things happening. My gears are turning in my head for some other things that I see happening now too. It all started tonight a little bit, so I like where they're heading.
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead, Jeff. What did you think?
Another solid show. I mean, I feel like we say it every week with Impact. They do so well with setting up things. I gotta say, love seeing Zicky Dice. For me, it's gonna get a solid. I'm gonna go 8.5. I'm gonna go 8.5 on the show.
Fair enough. Sean Rousset says 8.5. I also love the mixed tag team with Chelsea Green. Yeah, there were a lot of moments in this show tonight. The Sam Beal thing with Brian Myers, and of course Zicky Dice and the Manny Lemons. Was it Manny Lemons? Is that what the guy said?
How many lemons?
Manny Lemons. If Impact doesn't make a T-shirt of that at least and sell it, they're crazy. Because they would sell T-shirts for that, no doubt. Regardless of whether he sticks around for a week or not. But yeah, agreed with Jeff. Seeing Zicky Dice is awesome. I love Zicky's character. He's a throwback wrestler character to like the 80s, which I love. And I can't wait to see what they've got in store with him. So happy he's back. The mixed tag, like Tazzy said, a lot of fun. You don't see that often. You really don't. And I thought it was great. And pay attention to what happened at the end of that. Because Chelsea got that shot from Rohit. Of course, Rohit's celebrating it. Cardona is not going to like it. She ended up just laying on the mat at the end of that show. People are saying, does that change her into the hot mess? Maybe. But does it also give you a little bit, like Jeff said, of a meaner Matt Cardona? That's another possibility as well. And for me, so two things. Chris Sabin and Josh Alexander, which we thought we might get tonight, but didn't, but even better because now you're going to get it a pay-per-view. And also, dude, Moose and Morrissey. I can't see who is going to stop that. Who is going to stop that? If they want to come after tag belts, who's going to stop them? I'm sorry, but the Good Brothers aren't going to cut it. No one is going to stop that. So if they decide that that's what they want to do, look out, because I don't know who is going to be able to match up with them. I mean, Violent by Design, maybe with the meaner Rhino that we saw in that promo and Doring, but I don't know how you're going to stop that. So yeah, I'm going to say 8.75 out of 10. I really enjoyed it. There were a lot of moments on this show tonight, and like Tazzy said earlier, a lot of things going forward as well. Conrad mentioned that too. Setups for what we're going to see down the road. So, and next week's show looks incredible. There's a lot of great matches from next week's show that we're seeing already posted as well. So, Eddie Edwards and Davey Richards, the Wolves reunion. Ooh. All right. Pennywise is asking about Bray Wyatt from Periscope. I only watched some of Impact, so I'm giving it a 7. Okay, fair enough. Simon Miller from What Culture Wrestling always describes Impact as an easy watch. That's the show. The show flies by, and then Impact always books in advance and sets up feuds for the future. Yes, the show does fly by. I agree. And to me, that's a good show. If you have gone through a wrestling show and you didn't look at the clock, and before you do, you're like, wow, it's almost over. That's the sign of a good show. So, all right. Let me go out and let's go round table and we'll pick out, let's say we'll pick out two things. So 2 moments from tonight's show that were the standout moments for you, and do a little bit of prognostication and say what you think is going to, we know Jeff is the master prognosticator, but I'm putting everybody else on the stand tonight too. What do you think we're going to see out of some of this? Whether it's the Chelsea Green thing. I mean, we even got a glimpse of a faction developing with Su Yung and Kimberly. Where is that going to go? So let's do a little bit of that. And I'll start with Jeff this time. Jeff, what are your biggest moments from tonight? And just shout out a couple of them that you can see really end up getting some steam and leading to stuff in the future.
For me, a couple things: Morrissey and Moose. Seeing those two team up, don't get it twisted. It's going to be a great team to start out with. They're very formidable, but please know that it's going to lead to something between the two of them in the singles match. And that's what we want to see ultimately, right? We want to see those two hosses in the ring against each other, and it's going to come. It may happen at Bound for Glory between those two. Throwing that out there. The other thing that really stood out to me was the interaction between Josh Alexander and Chris Sabin. There was a lot of talk from Chris Sabin about, him becoming the 9-time X Division champion and all that stuff. This is all a ploy, kind of, in the business to really solidify and legitimize even more so Josh's run that he's on right now. This is a litmus test match, honestly. We've seen what Josh can do in the ring. If you didn't watch the Iron Man match, go back and watch that match. It's worth it. Please know it's worth it. But this is an opportunity for him to take on another Impact legend en route to possibly becoming the Impact World Champion, in my opinion. I don't know that it happens at Bound for Glory. I don't think it does, but I think it happens sometime within the next 6 months. I really do. I think he's going to be champion. Those two things stood out to me big time. So really looking forward to that.
Yeah, absolutely. Chad Schrader, I give Impact a 9 out of 10. Great show. And the podcast always a 10 out of 10. Thank you, Chad. Appreciate that. All right, let me go over I'll swing it over to Tazzy. Tazzy, two things from you. Two things that kind of stood out for you and what you think they're going to do for Impact in the future.
The main one, and I'm actually looking. It's a huge tease because we've been seeing the tease for the last 3 weeks, and I love it. You know me, the Su Yung thing. Oh my God, dude, that is like first of all, they added another person in the group. It's like we might have to get a trio championship because there's a lot of factions that have a trio, so we might get a trio tag team. No. I know we got that's doing too much for titles, but I'm just saying, who are they going to attack? Who? Obviously, they're going for the knockout tag team champions, obviously. But what out of the two is going to go for that title? Is Su Yung involved, or is she going to be a manager? I don't know. The other thing that I saw was the preview match, the BTI match. That was actually pretty good. So shout out to Jake Sumter for winning that match, and of course the main event again, of course, because now that we're about to get a match that I never thought I would ever see. We're getting Christian Cage versus Austin for the Impact title, which obviously I don't know where we're getting it. Did they say where we getting that match? I didn't. I never saw it.
Austin versus that son. Is that Victory the next week? Yeah, that's Victory Road.
That's Victory Road. Okay. Yeah. See, that's a good main event for that match. I mean, for that pay-per-view, because a month later from that is the big one. So it's a little teaser of what Impact can do. Just saying. I think that's it. I'm looking forward to the Victory Road. I'm looking forward to the big one. Might have to find tickets for that one. Because that's a huge event. That's everybody. The only promotion that's not there is a certain promotion that have issues right now. Just saying.
I'm starting to wonder too. Now that you mentioned the Su Young thing, because I was asking this before the show or during the show earlier, as to who is going to try to go after Deanna. Well, Sue didn't have backup before. Deanna did. It was all that. So now maybe that she has backup, she goes right back after Deanna Purrazzo. So don't be surprised if that's the way that they go. And that's pretty exciting. All right, Conrad, go ahead, man.
I'm going to kind of cheat a little bit for this, and I'm going to say the promo game tonight was very, very good for them. I was a fan of the Most Professional Brian Meyer segment. Really good stuff with Your Cut, and a little Joey Gladstone kicking people out. I love what they did. And I do agree with Mark, what he said. That was just a great moment tonight. I also wanted to put up the Su Young. I think we could see Su Young and her, I don't know if we're calling them misfits, bridesmaids, whatever you want to call them. I think the next team they may be facing could be Wild Grace and Ellering to get things started. I could see that as their first big feud going into it. But I think there's championship gold possibly in their future if they stay focused and get some W's and rack them up. That could be something really, really, really good for them. And I'm going to take the cheap way out with this one. Rohit doing that reminded me of Andy Kaufman so bad, and I liked it. And I hope people don't take it the wrong way when I'm like, I enjoyed Rohit getting the win the way he did, because it's just such a jerky thing to do. And you were like, oh, I don't like you. And I'm like, this is such old school heat. I don't get it. It just works. And he's so good at it. So those are my two moments.
Yeah, that's a great shout. Yeah, I mean, Rohit is, from back to the time when we spoke to him too, and he loves that. He told Jeff and I that is his thing. He loves playing the old school, loves doing the old school stuff and bringing that back. So yeah, no, I didn't even think of that. That's a great shout. With Jerry the King Lawler, of course, and oh man, yeah, great stuff. I didn't even think of that. It's a great comparison. For me, seeing Zicky. I think it's a great choice for him. He's kind of been campaigning for months after NWA, and he was one of those guys where, he did a lot for NWA. He was on. They had that little promo of him on that TV show that he was doing, and so he was doing a lot for that company. He won their title, their Intercontinental title, I believe it was. Carried that for a little bit. And he did a lot, and then he kind of found his way onto social media. He was a big Twitch persona, was doing a lot of stuff on Twitch, but good to see him back. I think he's in a place where he will really be used and would be appreciated. And as Jeff said, oh my God, anything with him and Swinger, with him and Swinger's Palace, anything with any of that, he'd fit right in with that. So glad to see him back. The Moose and Morrissey thing was really, really cool for me because, to see those two big guys, and like Jeff said, that that they're going to clash at some point, which is going to be amazing. I don't know that the ring's going to hold that. But to see them two team up, at least for a little while, not sure who's going to beat them, who's even going to try. And then the thing with Rhino, that has me interested as well. Because they're saying Rhino is the weak link, and they've got to kind of train him. They've got to maybe change him a little bit. Someone in the chat said, are they going to have him shave his head? Is he going to come out looking different? Going to be, something like that. I'm not sure, but it looks like they want to create a nastier, meaner Rhino going forward for Violent by Design. So that should be interesting to watch as well. But all leading up to the two pay-per-views. One we have coming up in, I think we said 16 days, so it's on the 18th. And then, of course, the other one is if you're a wrestling fan, that pay-per-view in Vegas, you can't miss it. You absolutely can't miss it because I don't think everything's been announced for that, and I don't think they're going to announce it yet. I think you're going to hear more and more things being added to that, and I think that's going to be huge, absolutely huge. That could be bigger than Slammiversary, at least the ramifications and everything that's going to happen there. So that should be absolutely amazing. We all know it's going to be Deanna and Lana. Joking, says James. Conrad told me on his podcast last night he is going to keep us in line since we call all the female wrestlers peaches, says Chad. CM Punk versus Conrad, book it, says Jeff. Jeff Samuel wants me to get a GTS. It looks that way. All right. So what are we most we talked about what we liked the most, what we thought was going to, where things were going to go, where things were going to lead to. Since we got a surprise tonight, let's talk about that, and we could probably end it here. So let's talk about some surprises. And again, this isn't going from what we're reading or dirt sheets or anything like that. But who of the people that are out there that are left, that haven't been confirmed to go, who do you guys feel would benefit the most from coming over to Impact? There are people in the chat talking about it tonight, and whenever we see someone show up, whether it's a Zicky Dice or the others that we've seen coming in, who do you think that's out there? So a free agent that could come into Impact and would just be absolutely amazing on the show and kind of just fit right in with them. So we'll go through that. You guys in the chat yell yours out as well. Let us know who you think out of the free agent list that is remaining, women or men, doesn't matter, who you think would come in and have a huge impact on Impact. So we'll start with Conrad. Conrad, go ahead. We'll start with
I was hoping Jeff had the rim shot ready for that one. Making an impact on Impact.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sleep at the wheel, but better late than never.
That's really tough when you have to ask who fits the best. I think there's three people that come to mind for me, and they each will get something different. And I know you guys are going to mention the exact same people. We got Braun Strowman. If Braun Strowman comes to Impact, in my mind, Braun Strowman is somebody who will be elevated, but in a different way. Not that he doesn't have the power game and the look down. He's got that. But I think Impact will teach him how to be a big man. They will teach him how to be. You don't need all the theatrics that they gave you. You're strong anyway. You don't need to do all that. We're going to show you how to wrestle. We're going to show you how to get over. Boom. That's what you do for Braun. Buddy Murphy is who you bring in to work. Buddy Murphy or Buddy Matthews, whatever you want to call him now. He's going to come in. He can go in there with Christian. He can go in there with Ace Austin, Moose. You name a name, he fits in there, and he can go in the ring. Let him work. Let him be your Kenny Omega, your Christian, whatever company you want to compare him to, AJ Styles. Let him be your workhorse. He'll do all that for you. He has something to prove. Let him prove it. The game changer, though, and Jeff knows where I'm going with this. The game changer is Bray Wyatt. If you get Bray Wyatt, one, I will probably shit myself. I said it. It's not PG. I will probably say, oh, my goodness. They're going to let this dude do whatever he wants, and it's probably going to be really good. And I can't wait to see what he comes up with. But here's the difference, though. Bray has unlimited options. So maybe he's going to pick money. Maybe he values creativity. We don't know what he values, what he wants right now. And maybe he doesn't know. Maybe it's still too early to tell, but his 90 days ends at a perfect time. Whoever gets him, Halloween. People are feeling it. They're in the mood for it. And his creativity could be a blessing to your entire roster. And I think it gives people a lot of different things to do. Imagine him interacting with, put in any dark character that's in Impact right now. The Decay interacting with Bray Wyatt.
Su Yung.
Follow by. Like, you can even put fun people. It works. It works, and it changes the game. So I'm going to end it there because I know you guys are going to get into some of it too. So
great choices. Yeah, absolutely great choices. Go ahead, Tazzy.
it's funny because I actually got technically the same thing, but I'm gonna add an extra person to that. Redbeard adds to that too. Redbeard to add to that. Course, Buddy Murphy, of course. Buddy Murphy, dude, he should have been in the main event. My personal opinion. He should have been the main event. He should have been at least an Intercontinental champion. At least a US champion. I think yeah, at least dude, he's that good. I mean, he was good. He was good in the tag team in NXT. I honestly think the sky's the limit because now he could darken his character now. He can do whatever he wants now, especially in Impact. Braun Strowman, he don't even have to be with Bray Wyatt. You know where I'll go with this. There's a divided by design over there too. You can actually put up in that group, and that can actually be a storyline because if Bray Wyatt goes there, they can put the storyline in that like Bray could be like, brother, why are you here? Why are you there? Come with me, brother. Or something like that. It's dude, Bray Wyatt gets in there, it's unlimited. They're not going to hold back because now the handcuffs are up because now he can like, I can do whatever I want. Wait, I can do this? Please. If he gets there, take my money now. I am sorry. I'm really sorry that the WWE didn't value him better than they did. But now he can get to go to somewhere else where he can actually get. I don't even think AEW is the perfect fit for him because there's too much going on in AEW right now, which is not good right now. I'm sorry, you AEW fans. I'm just saying. I'm just keeping it real. Don't get so much talent that you can't give everybody time. Just saying. Love AEW. I love all wrestling right now. Honestly, all wrestling you get something from each thing. But I'll just say it. Don't get me wrong. I'll still go watch AEW. I'll still go watch Impact. I'll still go watch WWE. But the Bray Wyatt is the big thing here because now Impact can do this. They can do a Halloween special if they want to and bring them in that way. Insane. That's all. I'm done.
They would be missing a huge opportunity if they didn't bring Bray in straight from hell with Father James Mitchell. Straight from hell. You just have him conjure up some kind of thing and you just bring him straight from that dimension we've already seen Rosemary in and just bring him straight from hell into the, oh my God. Yeah, look, I mean, I don't think there's any question. Even if he stays for a limited time, even if he only sticks around for maybe, I don't know, 5-6 months or so, maybe they give him a small contract to stick around and then he heads off someplace else. It wouldn't even matter because in that 6 months, he would cut loose. You could totally just see him, no strings, and just cut loose and just do whatever the hell he wants to do. And you will see like a lot of that vision that would have been kept down by pretty much anyone. And it doesn't have to be the same character. Come up with something completely different. But oh my God, the things they would just allow him to do would be absolutely amazing. I know some people in the chat are saying Ruby Soho. Yeah, you know what? For me, I've kind of changed. And I thought when they first were let go, I had said that I'd probably end up seeing them go into AEW. I kind of now want the Iconics to come to Impact. And the reason being is because their Knockouts division is tremendous. I think they'd fit in very well there. Of course, they hold that women's tag team title in high regard. But not only that, they can each go off and do some singles stuff if they want to. They don't have to worry about, can we split up or can't we and stuff like that. But I think they would do really well there. I really do. I think they would do really well. And again, even if they want to stick around for a little while, a year or so, and then go up to a bigger show if that's what they want to do. And the other thing too is people got to stop referring to this as a small show. I see that on Twitter all the time, and it annoys me a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
People always often say, "Well, Bray Wyatt's not going to want to go there. It's such a small show, guys." I get it. People kind of think as Khan and Vince are all the way up here, and nobody has any money. That's not true. The people who own Impact are not broke. They are not struggling for money. They can pay wrestlers to come there. So don't always say, well, they'll never get him. They'll never get him. I think that's more of a, I don't want them to get him, then they'll never get him coming from those people. But yeah, that kind of gets on my nerves. Buddy Matthews for me again. Yes. That's going to be exciting. I love the promos he's doing, the same kind of stuff that he did with Aleister Black. And the fact that those, that they're doing the things they're doing with AEW. So you can always end up having a match with him and Black again somewhere down the road at a pay-per-view, even if they are both in separate promotions. So there's always this thing going on. And as you guys said about Braun too, I just think the dude just needs a different thing to do. Get away from that funny big man stuff, the goofy choo-choo train thing he was doing. Get away from that. And just go in a different direction with him. But yeah, pretty much the same names you guys said, except I'll throw the Iconics in there because I think the Iconics would do really well there. All right, Jeff, go ahead.
All right, I'm going to be completely different, and I'm not going to say any of the names that you guys just said.
Uh-oh.
I agree with you, but I'm going to say completely different names because I feel like being weird and different. I'll start on the women's side. This one might catch people off guard. Mercedes Martinez. I'd love to see her there. I would love to see her in a program with Deanna. I think she would add some depth to their knockouts division. She's credible. She's well known. I think she could do some great things there. On the men's side, we're going to go with another big man and say Bronson Reed.
Oh, yeah.
I would love to see Bronson Reed there. Give me Bronson Reed and Moose. Give me Bronson Reed and Morrissey. Give me Bronson Reed and Rhino. Or Joe Doring. I can keep going. And damn you, Jason Michael, you stole my other one. Leon Ruff. I would love to see Leon Ruff in the X division going up against people like Chris Bay. Can you imagine a matchup with Leon Ruff and Chris Bay? Or Leon Ruff and Rich Swann? Or Leon Ruff, and we'll go completely different here, and say Josh. Think of the ways that they could use that matchup with him and Josh. Think of him and Chris Sabin. I mean, there's just so many different ways you can go with that. But those would be my three. Honorable mention, I'm going to say Bobby Fish. But those would be my, like, outside of the big names that everyone's been talking about, those would be my ones that I would love to see. Yes, Leon Ruff and Trey Miguel. Yeah, exactly.
It's just the theme on your guys that you did.
Yep.
Is that company that has that new logo coming up?
Yeah. I mean, I guess for me, all of them deserve to be highlighted. Mm-hmm. Good point, Chris. He could become Larry D's new partner.
Yeah.
You could have a relaunch of Triple XL, but meaner and more vicious if you wanted to go that route. But I just think that each of those names bring something unique. Like, do they bring the star power of a Bray Wyatt? No one does. But it gives you more depth in your, lower main event, upper mid card area, which I think you can always benefit from building. So that's just my little obscure list.
Great stuff. Great stuff. And listen, there's going to be people eventually that will migrate. I mean, even from AEW, there's going to come a time where they're just not going to be able to keep everyone they have. I'd love to see Abaddon go to Impact. I'd absolutely love to see her go. I think she's got a lot of talent, and I think she would fit right in with what the stuff that Su Young's got going on. And perfect gimmick for that, and I wouldn't mind seeing her there either. So, great stuff. James Shadwick says, Jeff, I like that list. Bronson enjoys Triple XL. Don't tease me like this, says Jeff. Petey Williams versus Bobby Fish. Wait a minute. Yeah, be awesome. Leon Ruff and Swan and Willie as a babyface stable. Yeah, great stuff. Great shouts, no doubt. Chris said I had money till I got high.
Well, just keep reading the lower comments. They get more and more abstract, we'll say.
There's a Skeeter on the Diener. Oh my God, Chris. Now you're saying I'm old. I haven't heard that one probably since I was about 8 or 9. So I don't know, man. You call me old? That's an old one, dude. That's an old one right there. Oh my gosh. Well, on that note, there you go. So thank you guys all for joining us. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit the sub button. Make sure you throw a like up on this stream. And also make sure you hit the notifications button for when we have future content. Coming up next tomorrow night, we've got SmackDown at 7:30. Should be interesting to see what goes on there from what we got last week. The question is will Brock show up? Brock probably doesn't like Little Rock, Arkansas, so not going to necessarily show up in a small town. Nothing against Little Rock, but I think he might wait for a bigger moment, knowing that there's going to be a very big moment in another company this weekend. Maybe Brock might show up tomorrow night. We'll see. But SmackDown has been very good. So make sure you join us for that. 7:30 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow night. Then come back on Saturday. Join us at 9 p.m. Eastern time for our weekly wrap-up show, which has not been weekly for a long time. So we're back with that. We don't know how long it'll be weekly because we've got pay-per-views coming up in, what did I say, 16 days. So it'll be weekly for another week and then gone. So make sure you join us for that because they're rare now. So come out and see that. We're going to do our mid-year awards on that show along with everything else that normally is on that show. So come out on Saturday and check us out. 9:00 p.m. Saturday night. And then we start over. We'll be back next Monday with Abby's Window and the Raw stream. So give the guys one more shot to shout out what they're doing. I know Tazzy's coming on right after this.
Yep, right after this, in about 20 minutes. 20 minutes, the Wrestling Underground Party. Uncensored people. I know a couple people in the chat like that. Uncensored people, we get to say whatever we want. But, like I said before, please, please, please be respectful, though. Be respectful in the chat and everything like that. We're going to have fun, but be respectful. We're going to talk about all things wrestling. Stay tuned.
You're going to hear C cut loose on Jesse Callan's jokes or something over there. I can almost guarantee you that that you'll hear a lot of that. So, yes, go check that out. And then Conrad, Sunday night, late night, Conrad. Be late night with David Letterman, but it'll be late night with Conrad.
Yeah, Conrad O'Brien. It'll probably be Monday once we start the stream, but yeah, it'll be a good time. It's Labor Day and we're laboring. So if you guys are watching AEW All Out, as soon as the show ends, come on over to Everything Pro Wrestling and you guys should enjoy it. And thank you for everyone who has subscribed from over here. Hit 1.47 last night, so that felt good.
Awesome. Yeah, if you haven't subscribed to all of our channels, make sure you do that. Also, and Conrad said it in the chat, let's take it all back to where tonight all started. And yes, let's give our thoughts, our prayers to Daphne's family and her friends as well, and take it all back to that point that Jeff made and who said, all of you guys are considered our family. And, if any of you ever have anything like that going on, please reach out. Don't be afraid to reach out really to any of us, and make sure that you talk to all of us. And listen, if there's something to get out of any of this kind of stuff, it's awareness, and that's a good thing. And I'm sure that wherever she is and whatever it is you believe, she would be happy to know that it led to something like that. So something good coming out of something very, very, very bad. So, all right, guys, that is it for us for tonight. Glad you joined us. Hopefully we will see you all tomorrow night for SmackDown at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. Have a great rest of your night, guys. Stay safe, and hopefully we will see you all again tomorrow night at 7:30. Good night, everybody.